Hello everyone. So I am here to share some of the Hollywood movies which were not taken from books. Well, we all are acquainted with a lot of Hollywood movies which were taken directly or adapted from books which were really written long way back or so, like The Fault in Our Stars, The Lord of Rings, the Harry Potter series. All these Hollywood movies were adapted from novels and books which were written. But today here I am to discuss some of the movies which were not taken from books, and I certainly wish that at one point of time we would certainly have a book which would be inspired from those movies. So without further delay, let's get started. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching ATP, that is Among the Pages, where I talk about the books and the content written among them. If you're for the first time here, then this is Achut Murari. I'm a medico plus a poet plus a booktuber, and I talk about the books only because of my passion. So, as we have discussed, here we are to know some of the Hollywood movies which were not taken from the books, and the first one among them is The Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, I don't think I need to say about Jack Sparrow. His lame jokes, his savvy, and a lot of his attitude. Everyone is well acquainted with Jack Sparrow, alias John Depp, but this book had no inclination, or it had no inspiration from any book. This movie was itself made from the thought of the director when he was supposed to be writing a plot where there was a lost map, and the pirates need to find the treasures. The series turned out to be a humongous blockbuster. I personally love this series, so yeah, there is no book as of now written on Pirates of Caribbean. I personally would like to read one such book upon pirates. As of now, I haven't read, or I do not know any books about pirates. If at all you know, please mention them in the comments below. I would certainly read them and review them. The next book which was on this series was The Inception. Well, this is one such movie which does not require any introduction because this was such a blockbuster hit. I don't know to whom shall I give the credits to. It's an awesome plot, it's an awesome acting, it's because of its beautiful, way of presenting plot, the VFX, the graphics, everything was just awesome. So I just loved everything of this movie. Inception was, it's a scientific fiction. It was, to be honest, it could be called a thriller also because it has all the plot points where you tend to just lose, put a whole lot of focus to understand how the plot has been. Okay, so the next movie which is on this list is Avatar. So without further, I think this movie need not any introduction. Avatar itself is something awesome. It is awesome. If at all there is any synonym for awesomeness, if at all there is any synonym for just flawless, then it would be Avatar. I just loved everything, every aspect, every plot point, and every twist, and even the acting, the VFX, everything in that is just perfect. I just cannot point out any flaw in that. I would love to read one book about it. When an author tries to write everything in detail, when he or she tends to put the plot before us in the form of a book, I think Avatar would be more enticing even if it would be in the form of a book. So the next book which was undoubtedly be there in this list is the Kung Fu Panda series. Well, who doesn't like Kung Fu Panda, guys? Just tell me, who doesn't like Kung Fu Panda? His fluffy thing, all the character, Master Shifu, who just puts his arms like that, and he acts so awesome. Panda and Kung Fu, I mean, they just do not tally each other, and they tend to muster up all that to form the Kung Fu Panda. I personally adore it each time it comes on a television, and each time I had a chance to watch that movie, I rewatch it. So I haven't read any book pertaining to ninjas or Kung Fu. I didn't read anything. Oh my god, another book which was about, as we are speaking about Kung Fu, The Karate Kid was also one movie which was not inspired from any book. There are a huge number of books which speak about Shaolin. There are a huge number of books which speak about Kung Fu, Karate, how things have been developing in the field of martial arts. There are many fictional stories which relate with martial arts, Taekwondo, or anything like that. But both of these movies were nowhere inclined or nowhere inspired from any book. So I crave, if at all anyone gets inspiration to write one such book where inspired from the series, I would be the happiest person in that. As we speak about even the Kung Fu, the monasteries or some, I would certainly include the Avatar, The Last Airbender into that. It's just awesome, guys. I just need not tell. I'm a huge Avatar, The Last Airbenders fan. His arrow tattoos, Appa, Sokka, Katara, the water bending, the earth bending. Oh my god, it's just mind blowing. So even the animated movies are certainly worth a watch, but they were not inspired from any book. Well, if we are speaking about animated series right now, then I haven't forgotten this book, and that is Shrek. Oh my god, how can I just forget? How can I just not forget this movie? Shrek is one of the such a huge blockbuster. My childhood, I mean, like any person, any 2000s kid would certainly remember Shrek was their favorite character. And I just cannot believe the fact that he was actually an orc, and we just tend to fall in love with an orc. His lame jokes, his hilarious comedy, it's just awesome. Everything in this is awesome. And the very, very intriguing, enticing movie from this series would be The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Well, this was a awesome scientific thriller. It was a sci-fi movie, but it had all the characters of completely gripping the audience. Just make them sit over there and think at a certain point of time that if at all humans do some act of ignorance and impudence, then we are doomed. We feel that we are the supreme creatures in this world, but we may not. There's nature which may replace us. So this movie completely makes us realize that there is something always above us, and that we need to think about how we live, how we are maintaining, how we are coexisting with other organisms and other living things, and how we sustainably develop in each and every aspect. The Rise of the Planet of the Apes deals with a story where there is a substance which was an experimental object which was introduced into it has increased, it has enhanced their thinking abilities and thinking skills and critical thinking abilities. So this would certainly cause a problem because the apes have been facing a problem. They have been facing issues. They were maltreated by the humans, so they take a revenge against the human race. So The Rise of the Planet of the Apes was one such awesome sci-fi movies, and it also makes us think about the facts and how should we learn, how should we coexist with each other. Well, this movie would certainly fall in this list, that is The Interstellar. Well, though The Martian had its roots taken from a book, the Interstellar movie was not, and it took me pretty hard time to understand the plot. These were the movies which I would certainly think of watching them, and I would certainly pray that these movies would certainly one day come as a hardcover paperback book so that I can just binge read all of them. If at all you are loving all these movies, and if at all you know how the movies are, please comment below so that I get to know how you have felt about the movies and what I need to enhance in myself. So till the next video, bye bye.